So what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? I'm back with the reviews. Now today I'm going to give you a review on Game's new album called Jesus Peace. Now let me quickly talk about Game's last album that came out last year. It was called The Red Album. Now this album, it was okay in my opinion. Now I say okay because to me, the features, I wasn't feeling as many of them. The track listing was crazy. He could have cut out some things, like some of the songs I felt like were more radio friendly songs. He could have cut those out. I don't think those songs got any play, so I felt like he should have maybe took a chance and took those songs out of the album. So I felt like he could have kind of cut the album down, maybe 3-4 songs lower. One of my favorite tracks off the album, though, I gotta say, is the one where he gets real deep and personal with you. He takes you on like a visual aid or visual trip, through his birthing experience with his wife, when his wife needs to go to the hospital and she's having his son or daughter. I forgot which one off the top of my head, but he basically takes you on a trip where he's in the car and he's driving with her, and it's a very visual song, and that's what I really liked about it. And I'll probably even go back to the album just to hear that song and a couple other songs I really liked off that Red album. But with all that out of the way and everything, now let me hop into this new album that came out 2012. It's called Jesus Peace. Now this album, I'm doing the straight deluxe version, 15 tracks. With these 15 tracks, you're getting features from Kendrick, Lamar, Pusha T, Kanye West, Common, 2 Chainz, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne. The list goes on and on. J. Cole, Alicia, Blake, a bunch of people that I can't just name off the top of my head, but you're getting a lot of features. That's the one thing I want to touch on, about this album. Now this album, I gotta say, only 2 songs don't have any features on it, and that's Blood Diamonds and Heaven Armed. Now, I gotta say this. Now, Game, he's not an artist that needs collaborations, I feel like. He's doing this to remain relevant, which I don't think he needs all these artists on a 15-track album and only 2 songs that have no other features. I don't care if you have someone on the hook and you're doing all 3 verses or all 2 verses or whatever. Have no features, just straight you. 2 out of 15 is crazy to me. And Game's been around for a long time. Now this is what bothers me, because I feel like he doesn't have anything to talk about, which clearly in a lot of these songs like Freedom, Can't Get Away, I think it's called, or Can't Get It Right, he touches on some great subjects, and I would like to hear more of this from Game, but he keeps feeding you features and features, which I don't want to hear that. I come for a Game album, I want to hear Game. I felt like I did get a little touch of it, but the features kind of held it back from me getting that full Game experience that I really wanted, or I paid for, and all that other stuff that goes along with you wanting to hear the artist you want to hear off this album. But enough of this venting my thoughts about features and stuff. Let me hop into the first song that you hear as soon as you start this album up. Now the first song you hear, if you don't know Game, you don't know about the whole fight with him and 40 Glock, he basically jumps right into that whole story. He doesn't mention 40 Glock's name, but you could tell if you follow news, hip-hop news in general, you basically know what Game is talking about and who he's talking about. So that's, as soon as you hear it, that's what pops up. That's how he goes in from there, and he lays it all out. Now one thing I gotta say, the next song, Alibaba, I gotta give it up to 2 Chainz. Now 2 Chainz' verse on this song, it wasn't as great and everything, but it was better than what I have heard from 2 Chainz in the past. I would say he's improving. Maybe he had a ghostwriter, maybe he didn't, but I gotta give it up to 2 Chainz, because his verse was okay. Past his other stuff that you're normally hearing or normally fond of from 2 Chainz, I gotta give it to him on that one. Possibly a little bit above average from what you're used to hearing. Now another thing I want to touch on is the whole Game style jacking, flow jacking, whatever you want to call it. Now I heard this in Perp and Patron, I think it was, when I heard him taking other rappers' styles and running with it. I think it was Perp and Patron, if I can remember. I don't think he did that on the Red album, but I could be getting the 2 confused. But you kind of heard things from different artists that I felt like he took, what you hear in this album. Now the one you're gonna instantly hear, is in Ali Bombay, Game's first verse on that song. It feels like he's trying to copy off of Meek Mill. Now I'm not trying to hate on Game, but this is something that I'm not feeling. I heard it in his past, I would say album or mixtape, I'm not sure. Purple and Patron, I heard it in that mixtape, or if it was the Red album, I heard where he kind of took other rappers' styles and ran with it on certain songs, such as another song, Heaven's Arms, which is on this album. I feel like he's taking something He's taking Nas's style from it. Like I said, I'm not hating for those people that are going to say, oh, he's hating and all this stuff. Like, yeah. So this is something that me, as being somewhat of a fan of Game, I don't want to see. I would like to see him doing his own thing, where he doesn't have to go in and touch on or jack other rappers' styles and trends and whatever they're doing for themselves. Like, come on now, you've been here since what, 04, 05, maybe I think a little bit longer, 03 if you want to put it. You know, you've been here for a while. Just chill out with trying to copy other people's trends and styles and how they do things, and just do your own. It's working for you. You know, you're still here. You're not in the background doing some other rapper's music video. I just want that whole style jacking or changing that Game's doing with other rappers to just chill out with that. That being said, me giving you my little thoughts and nitpicks and all that stuff on this album, I'm just gonna hop in and give you guys my top 3 songs that I personally was feeling off this album. So my top 3 songs on this album would have to be See No Evil featuring Kendrick Lamar and Tank, Jesus Peace featuring Kanye West and Common, and also Freedom featuring Elijah Blake. So those were my top songs I was feeling off this album. You know, with that being said, my overall rating for this, I'm feeling a 7.5. And what really killed it for me giving it from something higher, maybe 5 points higher if you want to put it, you know, was the features. I know Game could do better than what he's been doing or been giving or whatever, with him just piling on you know, a bunch of features. That's why I didn't like this album coming out a year after Red Album. He could have took some time and worked on it, maybe, you know. So me giving it 7.5, just to, maybe in my opinion, I feel like I'm being a little bit too generous with this, but I feel 7.5, sure. I just feel he should have put more time into it. I felt like he kind of just rushed it. You know, his album coming out, like I said, coming out last year, now coming out with another album at the end of this year. You know, I feel like he kind of rushed it. 2 out of the 15 songs, every song has a feature, whether the artist is on a hook or not, which I gotta say is probably maybe 3 or 4 songs where an artist is actually on a hook, and that's about it, and Game's doing the other 2 or 3 verses on that song. Tell me your thoughts. What do you rate this album? What are your top 3 songs on this album? All that stuff down in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe now that they moved the subscription box down there, so make sure you subscribe for more reviews. All the other stuff, it's all down below in the comment section. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Google+. You know, whenever I have a video, you instantly get it. If you want to ask questions, all the other good stuff, you know where to hit me at. All links below. So with that being said, I'm out. Share your thoughts. Peace.